Thank you for joining myself for the Revolutionized Transcripts Delivery with eTranscripts for Ellucian Colleague. This presentation is for a school with a student information system of Colleague. So what is Ellucian eTranscripts? It's a secure, real-time, automated transcript ordering and delivery system between the Clearinghouse and the Ellucian SIS, or in this case, Colleague. It does process transcripts, electronic and paper, real-time. We do have configurable holds as well as processing options. There's no additional software that your institution needs to set up to get active with eTranscripts. It automatically is enabled in your Colleague environment. Clearinghouse has a strategic partnership with Ellucian, so we do have bi-weekly status calls and monthly partnership meetings with the Ellucian teams. And the best part is there is no cost to your institution to use this Ellucian eTranscript service for Colleague. So a high-level overview of how the service works is the student comes to the Clearinghouse website to place their request. Once they finish placing that request, the order goes into the Ellucian cloud and then into your Colleague system. If the transcript is being printed locally for a hold for pickup, or your school is mailing that transcript out, it will go to a print queue for you to print out that transcript and send it to the student. And then if it's an electronic transcript, it does get sent back to the Clearinghouse, and then a closeout status gets sent back through the cloud to the Clearinghouse website to close out the request, send it off to the recipient, and notify the student that their transcript has been sent out. We do provide support to you, the school, with your implementation specialist that will be with you through the whole duration of your implementation in post 30 days. You also have a client success manager and a regional relationship manager that's specific for your school that you can reach out to anytime if you have questions pre or post activation. We also provide support to your students. So we do have a customer service team that's located in Northern Virginia, and they are available via phone Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. And you can also email them any day of the week, and they will respond during the work hours. We also have a chatbot available 24/7 for either the students or recipients to ask questions to, and it gets smarter with every question it gets asked, so it can answer almost any question that's thrown its way. We also have FAQs available on our online help center, which is available 24/7. Now on to the administrative pages. So I'm sure most of you are familiar with the Clearinghouse website, so you'll use your login to get in, the same one you use today for any of our other services, and then you'll have access to this transcript services tab where you can come and see the different options. This is where you would be living with your orders if you wanted to come in here and see any information. We do provide reporting and updating your welcome page here. You can also use our third-party ordering for registrar service where you can order a transcript for one of your students on their behalf. If you want to provide them a courtesy transcript to be sent anywhere, you can do so from this link here. ETX Plus, this is where they would access that user interface versus if they did the SFTP received area. And then the bottom areas are for our admissions ordering that we offer for the admissions schools that sign up for it for third-party ordering, and then another next-gen integration for other student information systems. Once they click over, this is what they'll see, the summary snapshot of all of the open orders. Now, you won't process your orders here. You do look at them in Colleague, but we do have all of the orders here in the Clearinghouse website as well. So you can see the open orders. You can search for any old closed orders. We keep all orders from the time you activate the service moving forward. And then your reports area, which I'll show you in a second, and then your administrative area, that's where you would update that welcome page. And then here's what the order information looks like if you detail into an order. And at the bottom, there's that manage attachments area. So if you do allow orders to be completed with attachments, if the order has an attachment, it'll sit in your side with an attachment review status, and then you'll have to come over here and manage those attachments on the Clearinghouse website. And then you'll see that attachment here. You can click on it or just click send with order, or download or upload any attachments you want sent with that transcript. You can waive the attachments. So the student says, I don't need you to look at this or process this. during the order, when they upload that attachment, that question box will pop up. And then if they click, no, I don't need this reviewed, then it'll just flow through and you don't even have to come over here and look at those attachments. They'll just flow through to completion with that attachment. So that is an option, so you don't have to review all of the attachments. And then the reports area, we have multiple different reports for you, including a reconciliation report that you can use at the end of each month to see how much monies were collected on your behalf and we will be remitting to you. And then also different volume reports and pie graphs. Transcript purpose report, that's this one right here. So we do collect the different reasons why the students are ordering the transcript and then display them for you. You can click into each piece of the pie and it'll detail all of the order information for you in a CSV spreadsheet. We do collect information on the destinations and recipients, so you'll be able to see your top recipients and destinations that students are sending their transcripts, and then fulfilled information on the time frame that you searched by on how many transcripts were placed during that time as well. And then a reconciliation report sample. It's pretty hard to see, but it's got a lot of information. We have a lot of different reporting options for you, and if you're looking for something that we don't offer, just let us know, and we can look at getting that added into a reporting structure. You can also update your school's welcome page, so anytime you want to update that information, you can come to the Clearinghouse website and go to this administrative tab, and you can see all of that information you have on your welcome page and update it here. It's just like a Word document, so you can update it with links, highlight things, put bullets, change the color of some of the font, anything you want to do on your welcome page or have your student know about the order and fulfillment, you can update here. So if your school is closed for any reason, such as during the holidays, you can come in and put a message up here at the top just to let the students know that your institution is closed. Switching over to the colleague side of things, these are different roles that will be required during the implementation. So we do need the registrar and the registrar staff to be able to come in and place the test orders and make sure everything is functioning as expected. And also you'll be able to answer questions if any do come in your way. We do need a systems analyst or programmer to come and give you access to those colleague pages and do the setup in the beginning or the configurations to make sure everything is flowing through from the Clearinghouse to the Ellucian Cloud and back. And then when you get to live production, then they'll be able to replicate that in your production environment as well. Sometimes a database administrator or network personnel is required as well, just to give those access points where you need them in your colleague system. So once you do get over to colleague, so after that order is completed, it does go into a screen called TROS in colleague, and that's where you'll be able to see all your current order information with the newest orders at the top. You do have a couple ways you can filter or search for orders, including if you just want to search for orders in a needs research status or one that needs attachment review as well. And what needs research means is the student wasn't able to be found based on the information they entered into the order, but they were able to complete their request. So it goes into colleague. If you have an order with needs research, colleague does look for potential matches based on the information entered to see if that student actually attended your school. So if they do, you would click on the little piece of paper to the right of the order number, and it'll detail you into the order request, and you'll see more information about that specific request. But next to the student ID area, you do click that little piece of paper and it'll take you to the TRSM screen to show you those potential matches. So it's going to have the information on the right that the student entered into the request, and the information on the left is what colleague thinks is the match for that student. Now, if that student is a correct match, you do click yes here, and then you enter in the correct student ID, and then you save it, and it's going to finish processing that request. You don't have to do anything else besides that, and it'll complete the order for you. If you can't find a match for the student and you don't think that they attended your institution, you can just put unable to match student at the very bottom. You would just put yes in there, save that, and it's going to send a message back to the student and tell them that you weren't able to find their record. That email is configurable, so you will be able to put in information. Maybe they chose the wrong school, or if they did actually attend your school, you can provide them a phone number to contact you at to make sure that that match is completed and you can help them find their transcript at your institution. Going back to TROD, so there's a couple different things you can do in this screen. So the wave attachments I mentioned, you do have to go to the Clearinghouse side. And once you've done that, you do come back here. And for that wave attachment, you just put a Y in this box here, save it, and it's going to finish processing that request. And we will send that attachment with the transcript once we get it back from you to the recipient. Now for fulfill order manually. So if you are mailing a transcript from your institution and not having the Clearinghouse do it, or if it's a hold for pickup, once you have mailed that transcript or it's ready for pickup, you can put a Y in here to let the student know that their order has been completed or ready for pickup. Now, if an order is not in a completed status, so it's not fulfilled or in needs research, you can do a cancel order here. So you can cancel that request if it's not in a fulfilled status. You can also see more information about the request on here, such as where the transcript's going, how it's being delivered, and if there is a transcript type, you'll see that here as well. Colleague is pretty basic in what you are able to see, but you can see all the information that we've passed over here for the request. If you want more specific information about that order, you can always come to the Clearinghouse side as well. 95% of orders should process through without you having to touch them, just by simply the system processing those for you, including the holds and future processing. Most orders that can be fulfilled will flow through without you touching them. If you're unsure of who your Clearinghouse representatives are, so the regional relationship manager as well as the client success manager, just go to this link here and we provide you their contact information, including phone number and email address. Thank you so much for joining us and talking about eTranscripts for Colleague.